So the World Health Organization has defended its corona outbreak response. And so for anyone who doesn't know quickly, Georgia and I recorded a podcast. One of the videos I clipped out was us talking about the World Health Organization's response to the coronavirus. And what I'll do is I'll link it in the description below. I'll link the full podcast and I'll link the clip as well. So hopefully you get a chance to watch that. If you'd be so kind. So, anyways, the World Health Organization said it didn't waste any time in responding to the coronavirus after criticisms for handling of its outbreak. So, we'll get to that. Its head, Dr. Adhanom, I can't pronounce the second name, said the World Health Organization's declaration of the virus as an international health emergency on the 30th of January gave enough time for the rest of the world to respond, which he is right on. At the time, there were only 82 cases outside of China and no deaths. That's only 82 known cases. I have to stress that. Today, there are more than 3.2 million, Jesus Christ, 3.2 million cases and 234,000 deaths recorded worldwide. It's so much compared to how it started. The US, obviously Donald Trump's criticised them, saying that they really blew it. You blew it too, big man. Let's not get it twisted now. Speaking at a news conference, Dr. Tedros offered a vigorous defence of how the World Health Organization responded. He insisted the World Health Organization used the time before the declaration wisely, including visiting China to learn more about the virus at its origin. Dr. Tedros confirmed that the pandemic remained a public health emergency and of international concern 3 months after it was declared. So I think he's talking about now. After the declaration is made under an extraordinary. Such a declaration is made under an extraordinary event and requires global response. Dr. Tedros described grave worries over the potential impact as countries accelerate as it accelerates within countries with weaker healthcare systems. I think they cite specifically Haiti, Somalia, and Sudan. You could also throw in India, Bangladesh, another third world country insert here. I think the only one, there's a province in India, I think it's pronounced Kerala or something like that. I think it begins with G. It's like a really left-wing province of India. They've dealt with it quite well. So the World Health Organization urged caution, all this stuff, pretty standard. Dr. Tedros was keen, was asked about relations with the US and World Health Organization. He said they remain in constant contact. So I don't think Trump will pull funding from them, especially not now, because it's going to cause real problems. So he goes on to say that it wasn't made in a lab. It was obviously natural in origins. So if we go here, so this is the timeline from the World Health Organization. So it goes on the 14th of January, whose technical lead for the response noted in a press briefing there may have been limited human-to-human contact transmissions of the coronavirus in the 41 confirmed cases, mainly through family members. So on the 14th of January, they said there is possible human-to-human contact. And then on the 22nd, China issued a statement saying that there was evidence for human-to-human contact. So this is in the 22nd of January, okay? And so here we got on the 30th of January, there was an early 10-day period, and only 2 of those after the first responses of limited human-to-human transmissions were made outside of China. So who on the 14th of January, the World Health Organization on the 14th of January said there's possible human-to-human contact, okay? On the 22nd of January, they're saying there is some evidence of human-to-human contact that's coming from China. And then they said, after limited reports, there is human-to-human contact on the 30th of January, okay? So in mid to late January, more emphasis on late January, they saw, possible human-to-human contact. So get this, Taiwan had told the World Health Organization at the end of December about the risk of human-to-human contact. So Taiwan warned at the end of December that there's possible human-to-human contact, and it took the World Health Organization over 2 weeks, to say there was some limited human-to-human contact. So the World Health Organization did clearly have failings in this. So to properly defend the World Health Organization is impossible without acknowledging that there were massive failings within the World Health Organization, partly because of geopolitics and the fact that Taiwan aren't a member of the World Health Organization, which is a joke, because Taiwan have dealt with the coronavirus probably the best out of the vast majority of countries. I think Taiwan and South Korea have dealt with it the best, especially given their given how close they are to China geographically. And so for this doctor to come out and give such a spirited defense of the World Health Organization is shambolic, to be fair. And he's under a lot of pressure from the US, obviously, because the US is threatening to pull out funding. But as a doctor, your job is to give the best medical advice you could possibly give. Is your job is not to do spin. Okay, and what you're doing here is spin. And a bad job of it too, because I can fact check you. You didn't do the best job you possibly could. You know, you did declare an international health emergency on the 13th of January. So if we go here, no, it doesn't even say on their official timeline that they declared a state of emergency. They declared international emergency concern, but they didn't say that it was a state of emergency. So what they're saying is, you know, there is an issue here. On the 30th of January, they didn't say, you know, this is emergency. You know, you guys need to figure out what the hell's going on here. Start dealing with this. Start supplying and start dealing with this. And so yeah, you know, the doctor here is he's just wrong, and it feels it's difficult to criticize health officials, especially when they're doing the best job they can. But when he's coming out here like a spin merchant and trying to defend his organization, I'm sorry, man. The World Health Organization has not done a good a job as it should have done, and had obviously this is not his fault, but had Taiwan been allowed into the World Health Organization, this wouldn't be as bad. The situation could be less bad. Essentially, it could be a lot less worse had the World Health Organization got countries to deal with this a lot more seriously and said there is human-to-human contact. According to scientists in Taipei, which is the capital of Taiwan, for anyone who doesn't know, because that's not a well-known fact. And so, look, you didn't deal with this as well as you could have done. And so the World Health Organization, you know, you can come out and say we did the best job as we could, but thanks to bad geopolitics and you believing China over scientists in Taiwan have cost you here. So I'm going to leave the video there. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.